I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is February 4th, Tuesday, 2025. Hope you had a good day today. So let me see. I'm trying to talk about yesterday's video. It's going to be a fire video. I'll show you some of the trades. But yesterday when I was actually, let me push pause real quick. All right, so I'll try to make it quick here. But the goal here, when we were talking about yesterday, when it's dropped, I was trying to maybe hold that sell. If you watched Friday's video, I couldn't make one yesterday because someone ran. I mean, literally electrical poles were laying on the ground, multiple, like 4 or 5 of them, and it just took out like the entire like fucking community. So it took until 2 in the morning to come back. So it was crazy. But anyways, when I was when we broke through here on Friday, I was telling myself just hold it because I was expecting that retrace. If you watch the previous videos, I've been outlining. I should have brought that up too, but fuck. Well, actually, let me bring it up real quick. I can't even find it right now. I'm trying to hurry up. But anyways, so we were talking about selling off, but I wanted to hold it because I had a big feeling it would gap down. If you look in the community tab on that video on Friday, I was even telling a viewer that, we'll probably gap down and get for these lows. But they gapped down hard, obviously. So look at the projection here, 3.5 to 4, beautiful. And then we wick down. We pretty much squeezed everybody out. If we're headed for a really bullish scenario, then this is what you would see. They don't want nobody coming on the ride. But even if you look at this inversion and balance here, you'll see that we held that as well from all the way from here. You see this from the January 10th, Friday. See that? Got it dragged out right there. So that being the case, what do? We push down, all right, and I tried to catch this yesterday, and then I went to bed, and then this thing wicked me out right here. I had put my stop loss a little bit too tight, and then it wicked me up, and I found myself here, and this is when I caught the trade from yesterday, which I'll just show this. I was showing this entry here. I know it looks like photoshopped or fake, but I did take some losses trying to catch it, and then it just shot up. So call luck what you want, but then I held it all the way till the literal seal of that gap. I mean, that was my target, and I waited all the way till 4:39 in the evening to get that. But okay, so with that being said, let me see if I can kind of really quick go over that. Not too much, but and what was my logic here? Well, if you take a look here, I probably need some smaller time frames, but look at the gap here. Look how the bodies are sitting there, and then look at 10:15. So if I go, see if I can try to do this. That's from today. Let me see if I can go in this real quick. It's gonna require a lot of my time, man. So while this was coming down, I was trying to catch this shit, right? But we just kept getting candles lower, and then so what happened is I want to, and I use a 30-second, so I can't go to all that, but I'm waiting for a 30-second to see a blue candle. And that was, and I ended up getting a blue candle in the 30-second. So when I see a blue candle, generally speaking, that will be some sign of reversal, right? Now, you're not using that loosely. I mean, you're using the context with what we're talking about here, but we're at 50% of the, we're at 50% of that inversion and balance that I just talked about right here. So with that, I knew where I was on the chart. Plus, take a look. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There's a gap also in there with that imbalance. See this? So look to the right of my chart. Look to the right of my chart. While I'm hovering over this, I know I just sealed it. And I knew where I was sitting. And I was just like, boom, take it. Just take it, right? Because I knew exactly where we were going to go. We were going to try to come up, and at the time it was here, to seal up that gap. So that was the understanding, if you're wondering. Plus, I did a projection from the candle, the top candle, 3.5 to 4, right? And I knew where I was here, and that was it. Then this candle here, this 1021, just shot off. So I mean, you want to call that luck? Pff, that is sure, fine, but I caught it, right? But my biggest mistake, my biggest issue in trading is that I try to catch these because I know where I am, and not waiting for a confirmation. But look, I'm not buying here. Like if you waited for it to change this delivery, it blew through here. It blew through here. And then it bounced back into this inversion, and then it shot up again. And I'm not pushing buy here. Other traders can do that. Feel free to do that. Me personally, I'm not going to do that. Should I do that? Well, I mean, the target was big, but anyways, that was the logic. I can't go over the rest of Friday. I want to go over it today. I'm sorry, Monday. But you'll see what I got marked on my chart here, right? You can see that. So, and at the time we had the opening range gap. I don't know why they already deleted it. It should stay on my chart for, well, you could see it here, but it's not on my smaller time frame. So the gap, so see the gap, I'm expecting that to hold, right? Like I'm expecting that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I understand. I've seen price action enough. And sure enough, we just shot straight up. So here we came to that first 25% of the opening range gap from yesterday I'm talking about, and then we sold off. So it was a speaker. So that's what I was talking about in the community tab. See this speaker here? I knew exactly, and that's the other thing why I was like, all right, I know it's time to buy, because take a look. You can see it. You can see it. Look. I can't make this up. So you see that? Just giving you the logic there. See that? So when we tagged that top in that 25%, I was like, motherfucker. And I was in that trade originally. So ended up getting stopped out. But then this became a nice sell. We came right back into that inversion, and then we dipped down to where I'm all talking about. But when it's in a transition phase like this, when we're at the bottom, you'll get that. You'll get that speaker, and you'll sweep the lows, and then you'll sweep the breakout traders and all that little 15-minute shit I just showed you. So that's explaining that. And sure enough, it was just beautiful. Higher highs and higher lows the rest of the day to then seal. I ended up screenshotting it right here. Right when we came up, boom, I took the picture, and then that was it. So now today, today. I fucking knew it. You bastards. I was gonna hold too, but I got out of the trade. So let me just fix myself here and then show you this. So again, this was that 4 hour. I'm sorry, that daily. Let me just move that over. I know it's busy, but I'm trying to keep shit on for simplicity. But okay, so where do I begin? So I got these down candles here, right? I'm measuring the bodies this time. I could do it in numerous ways, but right now I'm measuring the bodies here on this 15-minute, and then you can see that we come to a 1 and 1.5, which is where we are. And that was my target, was to get above this high. So when I took the buy at the 9:30, let me show you how I did that real quick. Actually, let me just go to it. I'll do it this time here. Beautiful. So here's the thing. So I've got it highlighted at the time. I've got the highlighted, just the candle itself with the wick at this point. And when I take this screenshot, and then, you can see the one is up here, but my real goal was to get above this high. So as you see, what we did is from yesterday, we pushed up and then we retraced to make a higher low. So this was a higher, this was a high, this was a higher low. And then here we had, these tweezer bottoms here. See that? Look where it's sitting. It's sitting in a gap. And where did it go? It came out to the breakout level. Breakout traders from here. Remember when I was saying, I was like, oh, well, I'll wait for this to push by, but I don't feel comfortable doing that. But the last resort people did. That is why they came to this fucking area plus that gap, which is gorgeous. So anyways, that being said, we pushed up here. I'm looking at this as a classic buy day. So we have the open, we have the accumulation and the manipulation drop, and then I want to see it push up. And in simple terms, we made a higher high yesterday, and well, when we opened today, we got into that gap right there, and then we push down to that gap, right? So I need to see a higher high. I mean, I'm from external to internal range to then external outside. So that's external ranges holding for there. So now let me get to the 1 minute chart. So this imbalance gave you all you needed. So we pushed up. I'm not worried about any of this. 8:30. I'm not trading anything prior 9:30, period. But you highlight the gap, the imbalance with the gap to there, and you can see that we are at 50%. Boom, 9:30 opens, they rate it. When they rate it, look how it hits to the bottom perfectly of that imbalance. So as soon as that happens, I try to get filled, and then I had a problem getting filled, and then I end up getting, when this thing pushed down, I ended up getting stopped out. Look where it goes, right back to that other low right there. But then you can see the body sitting right there on the 50%. Then I push it again. And it ended up panning out beautifully. Where are we going? Well, obviously for that high. So as you see, we push up here. This is exactly what I was talking about with that last minute resort buying. So we get the first imbalance, never gets touched, put very strong, pushes up, retraces. Where does it go? Right, that breakout level hits to the tick, right? And then it never comes back. And I don't care if it came back. That's fine. I would have assumed it would have been used as support, but it was just strong. So I'm highlighting this here, this retracement here. You could see 3.5 to 4 here. Didn't matter. I was holding anyway. And then when we got right here, we broke above this high right here, and you can see we push back in, and what's right there? It's an imbalance. And then just constantly pushing hard. So then what do? We break above, and now we're getting into this imbalance right here that's on the 4 hour. See that? Beautiful. So what I did, and I know it was going to keep going a little higher. So oh, look at that. I shot that bitch down. They're so bogus. So then I ended up, so I'm screenshotting that where? Here. Up here, right? So above that high, which is right here. I'm literally screenshotting me taking the profit here. So then it pushes up and it retraces back. So it retraces back into that little imbalance, also a breakout level. And then we wick down. Once we wick down and we come out, by the time I get filled and I push it, I'm entered right here. So I was basically looking for like a little scalp because I knew it was going to push up higher into that imbalance. Plus, I also take the screenshot here because of the fact that you see 1, 2, 3, 4 candles here. You see that, right? The 4 blue candles were knocking on the the bottom open of the first candle. So the rest, I've already accomplished what I need to do. But I'm also looking at this day as a buy, sell, buy. I'm looking at it like that. But this leg, I'm still going to buy up for it. Now, the reason why I also did that is because no one will buy here. I've seen this many times where we'll take the high out and people think it's just going to sell. All my years where I tried to keep selling, and it just was floating up. So I took this for a quick scalp, and now I want it to be done here. But I stayed in the market a little bit. So here's where I dropped the ball majorly. Well, not majorly, but it's fine. So as you see here, nice profit here, which is showing you right here. Then this thing retraces. I measure just the body of this last up candle. We use that as an inversion right there. And then we tag, come below. We just trying to get back to that same imbalance that I've got highlighted here. Well, actually, at the time I didn't highlight it, but I'm talking about this level right here. There's an imbalance right there. So I got that highlighted too, and then you can see 3.5 to 4 right there. See that? So if I go to it, oh shit. All right, so that's the 1008 I'm highlighting right there with the gap in itself in between. And then look at the 3.5 to 4. So here I'm measuring just the bodies, not the wick, not including the wicks. Let me see if I did it with the wicks. You see, it's shy. So with the bodies itself, it's almost like a cheat code. But if you take a look here, again, there's many ways to do it, and I don't have an answer for you on which way to do it. But you play with it. But take a look. Look where the 3.5 is. It's the same level. right there. So what I end up doing is I try to buy this. All right, this is where I get greedy. I try to buy this here, and I'm in it. I'm buying it. I'm in it, and I'm here because I'm trying to get to this fucking gap right here. And plus, I'm trying to get not only besides that gap right there, I know I'm in the imbalance, but I want to tag this level and this level because it's a breakout level. Let me draw it so it's easier to be seen instead of all this noise. See that? Oh, I didn't even get the bottom. So I was trying to get to the gap. You see that? I'm trying, because that's a breakout level. And you see, they make the low there, and they push it, and then they slam right through. So I know we're coming probably up here still, but this is what I was trying to fucking get. And that's just to perfection. So they dangle that carrot. And if you see here, I measure these 2 down candles with the wicks, and then we push up to the 2 to 2.5 right there. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, dude, just take the profit and be done. And sure enough, I hold on to it. I hold on to it, and then I get a break, a little structure here. So watch what we break this swing, and we pop up, and we use that inversion, this 1028. See that? Obviously, I was using this to push up this 11 o'clock, including with the gap. But the problem is that there's a fucking gap right there, and there's literally no price action in that gap. See that right there? So I was like, fuck me. But I was just greedy to get here. I was like, let's get it up first, and then we'll look for a sell. Sure enough, the sell was already happening, but I was just so, married to it. But the break here, I saw that break here, and then look at the bodies on this inversion right here on this 1128, broke down. But then when it comes down, it tags that gap, and I'm like, you bitch. But at this point, I understand that we have a breakout level here. So if you look on the 15 minute, let me transfer it. Look when we push right through. So on the 1 minute, we mitigate every single, we balance every single area here, every single area except for there. But we broke out on the 15 minutes, just straight body candle. So I'm expecting a sell. I just, I'm trying to time it right. And as you see here, this was my signal. I didn't draw the bearish imbalance here, but there should be one, which is this 1149. And then you can see that this inversion held, this 11 o'clock. You can see we end up like just pretty much being controlled there, pushed down. Plus that imbalance, I didn't draw it. I should draw it. I'm going to make this video long. I'm really tired of making videos. And then you'll see the last buy that I took. So there's that going on here, and I understand that. And then look what they did here, shot straight down. So we got the 3 drives pretty much. And then I project this swing here, and then blows through 1 and 1.5, and then we get to 2 to 2.5. Now when we come back here, look to the left of the chart on the 15 minute. I knew we just wiped out those buyers. You're going to be surprised how I caught this buy, but take a look. Obviously, I took some losses, but what do we got here? We got an imbalance right there, and then we have the one underneath it. If you watch my videos, you know I've mentioned this plenty of times where you have an imbalance right below that one, and they want to just tap it. Now, also, what do you have here? There's a gap in that fucking imbalance right there. See that? See that gap? Okay, so I'm expecting for it to tag in here, but I'm also impatient. So let me show you how I get involved here. So here, but it might not tag it. So just in case. So when the price dips down here, I end up buying this. All right, because not only did we just take out that breakout level, we're in that imbalance, and we're now trust me, this is sloppy, but this is not a dark purple. This high and this low is our recent day's gap. But for some reason, when it overlaps with the purple over here, it makes it a different purple. It's not involved here, but there is a gap in the background. All right, so I know it's sloppy, but so there's a gap right there, there's a gap right there, and then there's these gaps right here. So I was at that gap, and that's why I was assuming that we would have been held in here, and it failed. Okay, so this is where I make a mistake. I'm on oversold, but it wasn't super oversold, but it was good enough. So failed. All right, we didn't break. See how we pop up. We don't break these highs. See these 2 consecutive down candles? We didn't break the high. So I knew it was failing, and it failed. Okay, cool. Now guess what? It comes down here. Now when it comes down here, I got to go to a 5-minute, actually, because I remember it being there. Aha. So, whoa. Okay. So we have this imbalance right here with that gap. Look at the bodies there. And then the price pushes down, stretches to seal this, right? And plus I'm sitting at that gap. Okay. So now I'm going to go to the buy. So you don't think I'm fucking crazy. And here it is. So on the 1 minute, it looks like this. How can I explain this better? If you watch my videos, you'll know. So the 15-minute here. So here's also how I did it. Again, I took some losses trying to buy it. But here, I knew where we were though. And okay, so look at this 15-minute. This is the 12:15. They hunted for liquidity, and that was the other thing I was scared about, which was because of lunchtime. And I had a feeling to do with the retracement there. I had already missed the boat, so I knew that much. But I was waiting for the buy, and then I went to lunch. So here it is. The 15-minute is here, and we're respecting the bodies here on the on that gap. And then the next one came, the 12:30, and 12:30 will sometimes be a reversal. So you'll see here at the 12:30 here, that's the next 15-minute candle. I'm talking about this blue one. So the blue one opens. Let me go to 1 minute here. There's no way I can do this every day. I just want you to, so you don't think I'm fucking crazy. So here, boom, 12:30. So 12:30 is right here with this indecisive candle. I need you to see this to the left here. But see this? You see how we wipe out pretty much those breakout traders here, right? But anyways, so 12:30 is there. That's the new blue candle. So this one already closed. Then the blue one opens, and then it shoots down. This 12:31. That's the wick of that candle. Okay, so then it pushes down, and then as soon as it closes, I push the button. And I know you're like, dude, you're tripping. Yeah, well, guess what? I got a 3.5 right here. I also know when I projected this, I am in my area to 3.5 to 4. So this is my confluence explaining it. Plus super oversold. You see that? All right. So then that will, and trust me, when I snipe some of these trades, I'm surprised too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not at the same time because I know what I'm doing. But at the same time, that opened up, and I also have seconds stretched out on another screen. So I get my entry here. Then we push up. We push up here and we get above that candle. You get the blue line. See how we go above it and we retrace back. Perfect. That's actually the entry. That's actually the entry. This was just me being, I guess, impatient, and I did take some losses trying to buy it. So I mean, what can I tell you? But they're very small. When I talk about small losses, I mean, I'm talking about like as soon as the candle, how can I explain this? As soon as the candle like is here, let me just stretch this out just so you can explain it. So I think I'm a scammer. So as soon as this closes, look what the level is, 21,552. Look at the low here of the wick, 550. So what I do is I immediately put a stop loss right there. Yes, it's trying to catch the bottom, but I know where I am. But at the same time, when I take a loss at something like this, it is literally 2 points, 3 points. I'm not worried about that. I'm going for fucking $10,000. All right. So you can see me zoomed in here. There's no way to make this short. All right, you can see it there, right? Bounces there, and then we're now. It's not purple, by the way. It's not. It's still this red, but for some reason, when it overlapped here, it changed this color. So don't get confused. It's just from here to here. That's the opening gap. So the bodies are also respecting that, okay, which is key. That's also what I missed to say. So then we shift above, we retrace back, and we're literally at 50%. Plus, we're at the bottom. I'm sorry, we're at the top of the opening week gap. That's in purple here. As you can see, I'm trying to do this. I'm getting exhausted. You see that? That's me quadding the actual purple gap. But when you see here, that's it. We're bouncing on top of that right there. All right, so that's explaining that. And then, so that's a change in delivery, and then a retrace deep. If you put a fib on that, I'm pretty sure it's a 70 or something. I'm not even going to do it. So I explained all this. You see to the 3.5, and then boom for the expansion here, and then I take it out to 101.5. And here is a very key thing. We get to an overbought here. I've already held it through here. I get to the 1 and a 1.5. Look where we are here. We just took out anybody who is a sharpshooter or is just whatever you want to call them and got in here. We just tagged that. You see that? Plus whatever. I'm not even going to get into more detail. And it's time for me to be done. Take this trade out. All right. Don't need to be right. It might not hit the top and so on. So I trailed it and I got stopped out. So what happened since then? So that was me screenshotting it right here. Price comes down, wicks them very dirty, and then pushes back up. That's why I was laughing when the price was just up here and we ended up going higher. I was obviously entered here. So pushes up and they squeeze to the top. Look at that. And then, oh my God, I would be salty if I was still in here. And then, what is this? What time is this? It's 14:01. I'm sorry, the 4:01 candle. And 2 and 3. Look at that shit, dude. That is bogus. And they came right back to test that top of the opening day gap, I should say. And we have a gap there. Sorry, I know this thing is sloppy. I wish I could talk to the indicator designer about this. I have to constantly drag out the levels. And then I would like to have only a certain few on there, but anyways, yeah, fuck me, dude. So, okay. So anyways, beautiful. So, so someone's wondering like, dude, how are you able to do all this? Number one, I don't have fear. Okay. Number two, I know exactly what I'm looking for. I know exactly what I'm looking for. And do I talk about my failures? No, I don't a lot. And my struggles, I don't. But or my losses, I don't. I mention them, but I mean, I'm not really caring about those because those losses are small. Now, where I do fall a victim is where I'm constantly trying to buy like this or something, right? Where I'm like, dude, I know it's going to turn around right now, and I don't have patience for this. Retrace back and then just fucking get in here, right? Like I don't have patience for that sometimes, right? And I should, but that's where I struggle the most. That and then what would be another idea that I struggle the most? I would say well, sometimes not taking profit, for example, in this case right here. Like taking it here was very, very smart. Because guess what? What did we do? We came right here. Who fucking cares? That's why I took the profit out when we got here. I took the profit out and then I entered right here for one more push here. All right, you see that? So that's another thing that I used to struggle with a lot, and I don't really struggle with anymore. But at the same time, sometimes I do in scalps, and that's why I got fucked up here. That's why hey, it's natural, right? And then what did we do now? So we've made another higher high, and then I was wondering if you see this high, like the 3 drives right here, and then we retraced. So I was hoping for that today. And I was hoping for this price action to stay here and then push up for the continue. That's what I was hoping for. Obviously, we didn't get that, right? So and that's another thing, get married to an idea. That's where I struggled too. And then that's where I dropped the ball here for marrying that idea when it was clearly a sell and I just wouldn't let it go. So, I mean, but it's okay because I'm in major profit today and my losses are small and I'm very happy with the day. But, all right. So let's see. Now we tapped that breakout level again. So here, like we're constantly trying to tag that high because when it breaks through, it's just trying to get them out or whatever, just testing it. But I'm still bullish here. Now, I'm still bullish, but is it going to... So if this is a higher high here and it's a failed high, are we going to come in out into this imbalance right here? See, this is a 1 hour. We have it on the 4-hour as well. You see that 4-hour right there. Where our breakout levels here? Well, does it want to come over here? See that? We pushed right through. Does it want to come into here? There's gaps right there. And does it want to take out maybe this liquidity here from the 930 for tomorrow? Or forget whenever it happens, does that want to happen now, or do we want to keep pushing for strength and we don't really visit in here? But we got I know we got non-farm on Friday. So I mean it's gonna be interesting, but I would just like for us to, if we want to keep this simple, I would, if they're gonna do it, just do it now, and then continue up and snag all these people here. So I got this last down candle here projected. You can see it's to 101.5 is right here. Also why I got out yesterday. We retraced, and then I was, oh by the way, I was also, when I was trying to hold that other buy here in the middle, I was trying to get to this area. Well, obviously that gap, but it was also a -2. So I was like, that'd be perfect, and we didn't get there. So this tells me that, so either we're gonna like retrace deep like this, whatever, maybe not even this deep, something like this, and then push up, or we don't make it, and we're where we are now, we just end up pushing up, depending what Asia does. But that's it. There's no, or if we're bearish, then it's that. So I mean, I don't know what I can tell you else than that. But all right, real quick, let me see. So dollar, a lot of gaps here, and then that big push up, and then now it's falling down. This is what's helping me with my bullish bias. And then as far as this goes, we had higher lows here with Dow, and we had lower lows here. That's how I also like the buy at the 930, which was fucking beautiful. So we pushed up here, and then this was tricky because we had a lower high here with Nas. We had higher highs here with S&P and Dow, and we did sell off. That was that bogus wick. Then this took out that low, and we had higher lows here, and then that pushed us back up, but it was still a lower high there. So with that lower high, then we had ended up pushing down, and this is where we are as of now. That's how I evaluated it. If you look at Dow, I mean, everything looks kosher. I mean, it doesn't look so, I'm starting to get family members text me, hey, is the market going to crash? And I'm like, we're all the way up here. Why would it crash? So, I don't see it crashing. That tells me to buy. That's what's funny. But I mean, as of now, I mean, and there's nothing alarming here, right? I don't see anything alarming at all. So, unless we never make it above here, right? I'm looking at Dow, but I'm expecting to take out that high and make all new highs, right? So we'll see what they do here. That should be interesting. But this is kind of, center. We have liquidity here. I don't know if they want to rush here, but to me, this looks like we're just going to keep going up. For me, inversion here, imbalance. We swept liquidity already. I would like to see us come up in here at the minimum. We'll see how that goes. And everything looks fucking bullish, though, bro. I mean, there's nothing I could tell you. And then same with S&P. So with this nice rejection on this daily, that's exactly what I was hoping for too. And sure enough, it did. But this is interesting here because they're dangling that shit here. And this might be a breakaway imbalance where we don't even want to fill it because it's so strong. But we sealed that gap. I mean, and someone asked me, how did you do this? It's like, I'm already knowing that I'm looking to seal that gap. I mean, they gave me the playbook. I didn't even, I was like, what are we going to do? And sure enough, we opened, gapped up, down. We gapped down, and it was just like, oh, obviously we're going. I tried to buy that bitch from here. I tried to get that shit from here. And because when I was having dinner, or I was chilling and whatever, and then I was like, dude, buy this. And I traded Asia, and I kept fucking failing. I kept getting stopped out. I was like, you fucking bastards. And then sure enough, it took off, and I ended up getting here for that push there. So anyways, Nvidia, Looks like it might want to try to come back up now. I mean, so I mentioned, remember these lows right here I was talking about? Do they want to tag that? Look where we did. We tagged them. We didn't break that. We didn't take out that low, but that's damn near close enough. So that made sense. And I would like to see it push back up. So I have not changed anything on the chart. This is still there. But we dipped in here. So do we come for one more leg down as a 3 drive thing? And then that would take out the breakout traders here, get this in balance. So this, hey, right now I am in a bullish neutral. So that's where I'm at. More bullish than neutral, to be honest. But I need to be done. And another fucking 35-minute video. Damn, it's because I wanted to explain yesterday. But obviously my goal, if I scrunch this out, you can see the projection here. I want to get back into, remember, there's no body here. Look at this. Look at this. There's no body here. And this was actually my real target, but I could not hold for that. Also 50% of that bearish imbalance right there, which is right here. 50% is right there on that high right there. Look at the wick here on this daily where 50% would be eyeballing there. That looks like it would be somewhere in here. It's between a 2 to 2.5 right here from this projection here. I love this area here. And then I want to see a body close here. Now we don't have a body here. So what's today? Tuesday? So, I mean, I would like to see Wednesday just pop up. Wednesday, it could come into here. Now, I think Wednesday's definitely going to come into here. So we're going to have Asia probably come into here. We want to get into that. So there's a gap in between here too. But remember, there's no body right here. There's no body right here. So I want to see a body close. So is that tomorrow or is that Thursday? Whatever the flow is, but that's something to definitely pay attention to. But I love this area. I love this area right here, plus that wick too. Fuck. So, you guys take care and God bless.